All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Ruach Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. All right, today's lesson, as I titled it, turned all the way up. Okay, and yesterday, at the apostles' camp, I believe the elders were talking about this incident that had happened, in the past, and there was these Jakes that had pretty much Jake was wilding out, and they had grabbed this Edomite. I think they pulled him out of like a truck or his car that he was in, like GTA style, you know what I'm saying, and they were just wilding on him, some like, performing all the moves in the book, WrestleMania moves and shit. Pretty much Jake was going in on him, and Apostle Tahar had mentioned how, Jake, Jake basically, when they get turned up, when the Most High, he turns them up, okay, all the way, Jake are gonna be going, in on a different level in the streets, and then I believe it might have been, either the elder apostle Ramlab or myself had said like, oh, that's a that's a good title right there, so I jotted it down real quick, and then through the spirit I'm gonna go into it, Lord willing, to be edifying, which that's I have like a little section in my phone where I just keep tabs on lessons, because you may be out somewhere, you may be listening to something, you may be watching something, and at any point the Most High can put a thought into your mind, inspiration for a lesson. And it's good because you're in the mindset of, although you're going through doing your every day-to-day activities, you're always thinking about what's going to be your next move, what's going to be your next step, what's going to be your next video, what's going to be your next work or deposit that you put in to this spiritual bank account, like the Apostle Ramlab says, the next thing you're doing to contribute to the Lord, even if you're not directly doing something on it, your mind is always in the background. It's like that app that's running in the background, and is always searching for what's the next thing I can use. Okay, so whenever it comes about, you just jot it down, and then the precepts will flow. Some topics, there's certain topics that the Lord will just throw into your head, and it comes like a package deal, because the second that topic hits you, 10,000 different precepts are just like packaged with it already. Boom, 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 boom. You jot it down. Some lessons, there's so many precepts, you have to actually just select a few, because if you were to try and go to every one, you wouldn't be completing the lesson anytime soon. Okay. Nevertheless, turned all the way up, because right now, you have Israelites that are waking up. You have some Jakes that are waking up on a level that is not them becoming the Israel of God, so to speak, but they're waking up to the BS that's going on. And that spirit of clashing between Jacob and Esau has always been there. It's always been there. However, for a long period of time, it was somewhat suppressed. But now the Lord is starting, through these different events and these different actions and these different people and different things that are going on, and really through just the actual spirit that the Lord is putting on the earth, Jake is getting into that mindset and that feeling. They're getting, they're having damn near zero tolerance for Edomites, and they always say it. These damn white people, man, or this or that, and you're starting to see that that contention clearly. Because we're coming into the time where the Most High, pursuant to, various scriptures, the Most High is going to completely turn Jake all the way up, because he suppressed us. Not only did he suppress our knowledge, our lifespan, our heritage in terms of remembrance, but he also suppressed our testosterone, for lack of a better word. He suppressed our manly side. Because when you read in the ancient world, You know, in the past, how Jake used to be, like Apostle Tahar said, Jake was on a different type of time. You read about like King David's mighty men, for example. I mean, these were like warriors on a different level. You slaying a lion. You know, you I mean, just things like that. And it wasn't like a wild ass, crazy ass thing. Okay, I mean, putting somebody to death, they could do that. They could put 5, 10, 20 people to death. They could go, I mean, these were men that would actually go to war. So they knew what bloodshed was like. They knew what your life being on the line was like. They knew what being in the heat of the moment was like. And you wouldn't, look, man, you wouldn't go talking shit to anybody. In the ancient world, they took that very seriously. You don't just go around talking shit, especially not to somebody of a higher reputation, because your head can actually come off. Now, you know, dudes will get up in each other's face. What's up, nigga? I you know, they go shoulder to shoulder. They here it is. The dude's head is here. Your head is here. Y'all shoulders are touching. And so what's up? So you're not even looking at the. So what's up, nigga? All right. That's what I thought. That's why. Then they chill out. They back up. And you know, the guy who's going super hard, deep down inside, he's really scared. He's really like, shit, man. I hope this guy don't throw a punch because I can't fight for shit. But there's too many people around for me to look to look this way. So you know, I'ma just what's up? You know, just hope I don't get punched. You know, but what the Lord is gonna do is, or what He's doing now is, He's putting that spirit upon Jake. And when he turns it all the way up, with the events that are going to be going on and the chaos, there's going to be no resistance. There's going to be no limitation. All right. People are going to be going out. I mean, throwing people into, you know, throwing people in the middle of the street, running them over with cars. Okay. You know, I mean, just completely wilding on these streets. Oh, yeah. Hey, Tawada. Yeah. Jake is just like a short for Jacob, which represents Israel. All right, so it's just like like the brother said, a term that we use to represent Israelites. Okay, but let's start with this, which this was brought out too, but twice is nice, right? You can never bring it out enough. So let me see if I can find it real quick. And I don't have too many precepts lined up, so I'm just gonna go through the few that I have, and like I said, Lord's will be edifying to the elect. This is the book of Micah, chapter 5, verse 7. It says, "And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as a dew from the Lord, as the showers upon the grass, that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep." Now, you notice that when you read in the book of Genesis, the 49th chapter, there's a prophecy concerning Judah. And he is likened unto a lion that is crouched, you know, that is crouched down, that is stooped low, you know, and then the scripture says, who shall rouse him up? And the scriptures also say the Lord is going to raise up the tents of Judah first, because when Judah gets turned up, everybody else follows. When you look really in America today and what's going on, majority of it is core and headed by Judah. They either getting shot, or they're wilding, or they're protesting and rioting, and then the other tribes and others, you know, join in and go from there. But like the Lord said, they've crouched down, and I'm gonna get it after this, like pretty much like an old lion. Now, when you look at lions, when a lion is not in attack mode, a lion, you could be like 5 feet. Now, I don't recommend doing that, but you could be like 5 feet from a lion, and it'll just be, you know, because when a lion goes down, boom, boom, then they put their little other paw there, and then they just there. Sometimes they'll put like their head down, and they'll close their eyes a bit, look around, you know. Then sometimes they'll just be sitting, perched, and they'll just be looking around. They'll be yawning and shit, just chilling. They're not going to attack you. They're just going to be there. They're not hungry. You're not they don't feel like you're a threat to them. They're just going to be there. You know, you might think, damn, this lion friendly as hell. Now, let something happen that provokes that lion. You either another lion, or you're trying to harm his cub, you know, or he's hungry or something, don't even be seen. Don't even jump the fence into that den, because that lion will get your ass. Okay, when you look at a lion in rest mode versus a lion in attack mode, like when they're planning to go and hunt, and then they start doing their little jog things, and then some of them are perched in the bushes, and then they trigger, and then they start going, and when they pounce, man, and them paws come out, and them teeth come out, and they're vicious animals. Lions can be very, very, very ferocious. That's why they're known as the king of the jungle. Because when they turn up, they leave no parts. You know, so you don't want to see a lion in that state, but it's through provocation, whether it's through hunger, like I said, or through a threat, or through whatever means it is. Once that lion gets turned up, you better fall back. You know, and really that's what the Lord is doing right now. And like we said, he's gonna turn it all the way up. And as the scriptures say in 2nd Ezra, is that what? They shall not regard their kings nor their princes. It's gonna be wild out here. Now, the Lord is also gonna turn up Esau. Okay, there you go. They're gonna be turned up. Pretty much everybody's gonna be, you know, turned up on a certain level. And that's gonna fuel that chaos. And you can see people already getting into that spirit now. As it says in 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, about uproars of the people. They're saying in Germany now it's looking like a war zone because of these Crown Vicky restrictions. And they're saying that you got people burning police cars, throwing shit at police, to the point where the police had to actually draw their weapons and shoot a couple people, although they injured them, so that they could defend themselves. Because these people were just like, yo, we're not having this. Okay? Now, a couple months ago, when they first, you see, that's the thing. When they first started to implement and institute these things, people did it. People follow. People were like, yo, whoa, what the hell? Look at what they're doing. But now people are like, yo, no. F that. It's going on 3 years, and this is BS. Because number one, you have social media, you have alternative media, so you have information that's spreading out, like it's out there. So now they're not just restricted to what the news is saying, to where they're like, oh, the news says this. No, now they're like, people are coming out saying there's research here saying this, or there's this here saying this, and they're like, yo, this is all BS. You trying to force me to do something I don't want to do? F you. And now they're coming together and they're like, no, we're not complying, we're not doing, I want to hear shit. And if you try to force us, we're going to tear up these streets. We're going to tear up everything in here. Okay? So as they're getting into that spirit, obviously is leading to chaos. The Most High is the ultimate controlling hand in it. But on a lower level, Esau is also liking this. Because what happens when people riot and turn so violent that the police can't use non-lethal methods to quell them? You can't use rubber bullets. You can't use water cannons. None of that is working. Obviously, you're gonna need to step it up. You're gonna need to if the streets become like a war zone, how do you bring order to a war zone? You declare martial law, which is warlike law, because it's a war zone. So you're not going to go into a gunfight with a butter knife, right? You go in there with a bigger gun. If they got pistols, you come with an RPG. Because when you come with an RPG, you have the greater authority. So it's like a level up thing. The police may use rubber bullets. They may use water holes and all of that. And the people they might turn it up above that. So then when the next time they come, they're going to need to come back even higher than that to completely shut everything down. But in that moment, that's why the scriptures say it's going to be a time like never before. That's not just for the things that are going to be happening, but it's also the way people are going to be behaving. Because when you have chaos and all hell breaking loose, what's one of the main factors of that? People. When you watch the movies like The Purge, why is The Purge so chaotic? Because of people. Yeah, crime is legal, but what's the real big bad problem? People are going around killing each other, raping, stealing. It's people, their behavior. So the Lord is going to put a certain spirit on the earth to where people are going to behave and turn so savage, like so wild, unseen like before, that the events and the actions and the steps they're going to be taking, you're going to be like, damn. You know, like, I ain't never seen that before, because of the situation that is going to force them into that. You may have somebody that's a regular average guy, Tom. Tom is a nice guy. You know, Tom bought me a sandwich before. He's okay. Now, due to certain circumstances and events and situations, Tom, you like, I always give this example, The Walking Dead. You look at how Rick started versus how, you know, he was in the latter seasons. You're like, damn, what happened to you? Because the events turned him into that. He had to become this new kind of quote unquote beast in order to survive in his environment. And I mean, it's gonna be blood out here in these streets. Okay, so back to Micah 5:8. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion. So because a young lion is more ferocious, so to speak. He has that energy, like a young man. Okay, you got more testosterone pumping. You know, he's more energetic. His bones are stronger. His teeth are sharper. He's in his prime, so he can do more damage. So, you know, he can run longer without getting tired. So the Lord's going to turn them up to the point where they're going to be as a young lion, as it says, among the flocks of sheep, who, if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. And you know, sometimes you see how Jake Roman packs, you know, and they attack somebody and the person is on the ground and they just stomping them out. And if somebody doesn't say, yo, chill, from their group, or some outside person doesn't come and, yo, chill out, they pretty much gonna take this dude out, take him to the squirrel road. You know, one kicks this guy in the head, then another comes from behind, so something just slaps him. Next thing you know, somebody coming with a bat, somebody coming with a chain. You're like, yo, where the hell you got a bat from? You know, but they just keep, and the Lord is gonna put that on them to where they're not gonna have a chill. There's gonna be no chill. You know, why should they chill? And you're gonna have people being put to death. They're actually gonna be killing people. You know, going wild, because desperate times are gonna call for desperate measures. And trust me, during those desperate times, they're not gonna be looking for an Edomite dude that they, yo, let's team up, man. You know, I personally, I'm not with this kind. No. You stick to your own kind. Okay? There's gonna be certain neighborhoods that you step in there, and them Edomites are gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be like for those who've seen the movie The First Purge, not the movie that is titled The First Purge, but the actual first movie of the Purge series. That movie, that Jake, there was a Jake in there who was running, and then, you know, the family, they basically took him in, and you had those Edomites that were chasing him. They chased him to that house, and they were like, look, you better give him up, man, because if you don't, you know, that creepy ass, my boys are coming and we got reinforcements and we're gonna break down this door and we're gonna come in there and it's not gonna end well for you. So you have until such and such. I suggest you go get him. You know, that kind of shit. And the way them Edomites were chasing him down, he was in the wrong neighborhood. All right, and that's how it's gonna be in some of these other neighborhoods, because these Edomites and their guns, that's their blessing. You're gonna have Edomites that are gonna have some Edomites, they got the little rocking chair and on their porch, you know, and they got a shotgun in one hand and maybe a drink in the other, or a book in the other, and they're just rocking back and forth. And then and you know, some of them, they do that in the dark. So you thinking, yo, shit, I just found some nice spot. You hop in the fence, and then you just jumped over. The second you turn around, this dude got his shotgun ready, just pointing at you, and he's just rocking back and forth, you know? And I mean, judgment is gonna be going out like parking tickets, man. So it ain't gonna be no, oh, you better turn your ass and go away. No, he just might fire on you. The second he makes, oh, that's a Jake, bang. And then he's gonna walk up to you to make sure the job is done. Because the Lord is gonna put these death angel-like spirits on people. So boom, you get shot in your ass, you can't walk, you fall down, and then he gets out his chain, he comes to you right in your dome to make sure he gets the job done right, and then boom, next thing you know, Tyrone is missing. So shit is gonna get wild out here, man. It's gonna get raw. It's gonna get violent. It's gonna get brutal. It's not gonna be like those censored TV shows where they change the blood to like spit. You know, like it's like clear water instead of blood. No, you're gonna see real life death around you. People getting shot and dying. People bleeding out. People calling for help and there being no help. Fires, being set, being lit. Buildings being set on fire. Store alarms ringing. Sir, and you might hear in the beginning a lot of what they call them, the emergency lights and sounds, the sirens. You may hear a lot of them, but eventually it'll start dying down. And it's gonna be like a war zone. And we say it, and people just, y'all been saying that, ain't gonna be no Jacob Strobel, ain't gonna be. When the Lord turns this up all the way, you're not gonna need to come and ask us, are we in Jacob's trouble? Because you yourself are gonna know what time we in. And at that point, nobody's gonna be trying to play games. All the game playing and the proud talk because you're comfortable is gonna disappear completely. Because see, it's all fun and games till somebody drops dead. And then your life is in doubt, and then you're in fear. At that point, you want to humble down. But the thing is, your life isn't going to be in the hands of whoever's in front of you. It's going to be in the hands of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And the Lord is not going to want to hear your pleas and your cries then. The Lord is going to be judging based on records. Pull up his records. Oh, shit. November 28th, 2020, this dude was talking shit. March 22nd, 2001, this dude was talking shit. April 5th, 2015, this dude was talking shit. This dude was doing this. This dude was doing that. Put his ass to death, man. Boom, done. And here it is, you begging, please, I have a wife, I have a kids, it's not gonna make a difference. I quoted Genesis 49, so let's go there real quick. All right, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 8. It says, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. And the ultimate number one enemy is who? Esau, Edom. Okay? So that's going to be the number one target. And that's why they have things like Project Megiddo and all these different plans written, because whenever they see Jake coming together, that puts fear in them, because it's like them being traumatized, because they know what Jake is capable of when they come together. So that's why they fear Ezekiel 37 so much, because Ezekiel 37 is joining the one stick with the other stick and making them one, and that exceeding great army. So here's the problem with why this truth is so dangerous, is because whenever they saw Jake coming together, what would they do? They would infiltrate. They would infiltrate, cause some wild, thing to go on so that they can shut it down. Okay, completely disannul it, mess it up, and take control over it. It's not a threat anymore, right? And they were justified in doing it, because the energy in which the group was coming in, they could easily infiltrate it and have a reason to shut it down. The problem is, with this truth, they don't have an angle. Yeah, they could send spies. Yeah, of course, they got agents, but they don't have an angle. Why do you think they keep trying to demonize us? They set up the whole Jersey City shooting. They set up all these different things trying to demonize us so they can have an avenue to justify shutting it down. But everything they do is only drawing more and more people together, which is one thing they fear. Because they know once Jake comes together, that power, the only time, like now, what's going on is we're being drawn together, but what's making it worse is we're being drawn together because of the truth. That means that we're resembling the way we were back in the past as the house of David, even more. And that's a problem. See, it's one thing having like we were, right, as the house of David was in the past. They were, a force to be reckoned with. But now imagine You done all this wickedness to us. We forgot who we were, and we were low, and then we're finally coming back. That comeback is gonna put us in a state greater than how we were before. That's a big problem for Esau. Okay? The house of David waking up after the shit they've been put through in the truth, that's a problem for Esau. So can he infiltrate and stop it and try to halt it? But here's the problem. This is a spiritual thing. You try to come at us, this, that, and the third, we're reading out the Bible. How do you get an angle? How do you shut it down? You can't. And just more Jakes are waking up. Oh, Khan, that's true. Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, yo, next, oh, I'm an Israelite. I'm an Israel. Oh, yo, we the people. Oh, this, and they're like, yo, fudge. This is not looking good for us at all. So if deception doesn't work, we have to come in with the sword. We have to roll. We have to shut this thing down now. And that's the energy that these elites are in. Okay? Believe it or not, that's the energy that they're in. And they want to physically come in and grab us up. But here's the problem. If they try to do that, or when they try to do that, Isaiah 59:19 is a defense mechanism. And the Lord has that standard ready. So it's like a problem that is going on, and you finally get there to try and fix it, but you can't even touch it. So you just got to watch that problem grow until it destroys you. Back in Genesis 49 and 8, because ultimately Judah is the head tribe. So as it says here, thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Verse 9, Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he crouched. Verse 17, it says, and the land, and now we know in this chapter is really prophetic. So this Egypt here is dealing with this modern day Egypt, pursuant to Revelation, the 11th chapter. America is spiritual Sodom and Egypt. Okay, so it says, verse 17, and the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. All right, everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself, because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which ye have determined against it. And one of those counsels is turning up Jake to the, like we read in Micah 5 and 8, to the point of being like a young lion among sheep. So they're gonna be going around ferociously tearing shit up, pulling people out of cars, kicking people, hitting people, killing people, hurting people, raping people. Okay, violence. And as it says, it shall be a terror. Okay, a terror onto Egypt. Because we're going to be in terrifying times, and the Lord is going to put a terrific, right, spirit upon Jake. Upon these other people too, but he's going to turn up these Israelites. And you're going to have these Israelites that are not going to be of the elect, but they're still going to be out there doing shit, because the Lord is going to use them to fulfill certain prophecies. Okay? Certain of these wild, major, chaotic prophecies. So the last precept I have here is in the book of 2nd Ezra, which we always go to, but I'm going to get it real quick. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. So you already know Israelites are going to be in that. You're going to have Edomites. You know, you're going to have, because that's going to be the main, of course you're going to have others here and there, but that's going to be the main conflict. Okay? And why are they going to be standing up to fight against another? Because of the hard times, and because of the spirit the Lord is going to put upon them. It says, and swords in their hands. So they're going to have weapons. And weapons could be in the form of a gun. It could be in the form of a bat. It could be in the form of a knife, a sword, an axe, okay, a hammer. Yo, you don't have Jake running around with a hammer, you know, thinking they're Thor or something. You know, here it is. You got some Edomite talking shit, and some Jake just come from behind. Boom. Done. His brains are splattered. It's going to be pretty much anarchy. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men. So you saw a little example with the George Floyd riots. where they were just doing whatever the hell they wanted to do, not really regarding what was being said by the authorities, to the point where they had to bring the National Guard and all of that. But it's going to get to this point where they're going to try to calm them. Yo, stop this. It's not going to do anything. And certain cities are just going to be dead zones. It says, among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. They're going to do what they want because the Lord is going to turn them up. And they're going to be breaking into houses, going into certain neighborhoods where they know they can find certain things and certain people. People are going to be carrying out hits on grudges, you know, and beef that they got with some people. They're going to take it as a perfect opportunity to get back at them. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So it's going to be very few to none places that are going to be safe, because there's going to be so much chaos everywhere. That's why it tells you in Amos 5:19 that it's going to be as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or he fled from the bear and went and leaned his hand on the wall and the serpent bit him. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, which is food. Lack of food is a shortage of food. It says, and for great tribulation. So because of trying times, now we're seeing what? Inflation. We're seeing these lockdown measures. We're seeing, you know, all manner of different things going on that are leading to a desperate time. Tribulation type times, and that's going to cause these people to go into that mindset. And as I titled it, when the Most High is going to turn up all the way, he's going to turn people up all the way, Jakes included, Edomites included, even these other nations included. Okay, because it's going to be a time like never before. So with that, I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying unto the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakakodash. Until next time, Shalom.